In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends and products creating a buzz here in China. On today's show, we'll discuss the cost for Chinese couples to get married in different cities and see what netizens have to say about it. Leftover singles has been a heated topic for a long time in China. A recent report has shown the increasing problem of the leftover men ratio. The report includes a top 10 list for most leftover men. Out of the top 10 provinces of single men, 30% are leftover men. The All China Women's Federation identifies men above 30 and women above 27 as leftovers. According to China's 6th nationwide population census, there are more than 11 million unmarried men in the age group between 30 and 39 years old. There are only 5 million single women in the same age group. In other words, it's more difficult for leftover men to get married due to the discrepancy in the sex of leftover singles. Maybe leftover men have been able to find a life partner, but there are other obstacles to getting married. In addition to the leftover singles report, a more depressing report for leftover men has been found online. The report used calculations from net users to detail the amount of money they need to spend to marry a woman on average by city. It's called the cost for a wife. The report conducts a list of the top 10 cities with the highest cost for marrying a woman. The cost list contains 7 big expenditure items, including housing property, house decorations, household furniture, a car, the wedding feast, the honeymoon, and dating expenditures before marriage. Of course, a house accounts for the largest portion of the total cost. Men in cities with high housing prices need to save more money for marrying a wife. Among all the cities, the most expensive wives in China are women from Shenzhen, in the south of the Guangzhou province. The total cost in Shenzhen comes to over 2 million renminbi, nearly $340,000 US. A male using his parents' funds of nearly $50,000 and his annual salary of nearly $10,000 might have trouble. He would need to save his every penny for 29.5 years to afford a Shenzhen wife. As a consequence, many net users support the idea that wives are the most expensive luxury. One microblogger wrote on his account, quote, "It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to marry a woman. I would rather buy a BMW or a Mercedes. I can even travel around the world." Another net user wrote, quote, "As a father raising a Shenzhen son, I feel really anxious. My son will need nearly $400,000 for a wife. Adding the rearing costs and education fees and both domestic and overseas studies, I should at least prepare $800,000 for him. This would make me a real slave to my son." Additionally, there are also many places in China that have dowries. This is when a man needs to give agreed-upon gifts to the woman's family. Nowadays, these gifts are usually cash or gold. Sometimes houses are also included. Another online study shows that the highest dowries in China are paid to Shanghai families, where the parents ask the men to provide $16,000 in cash and a new house. As these dowries are traditionally set by the woman's mother, one commenter jokes, quote, "The housing price is increasing so fast now. The truth is that the mother-in-laws are the real housing speculators." Because a house is such a large portion of the cost to marry, some big cities with similar high housing prices like Beijing and Shanghai also have super expensive wives. This has led to a new phenomenon called naked marriage. Among many young Chinese people, the naked marriages refer to young couples getting married without buying houses or cars. Many net users' comments praise the naked marriages. One wrote, quote, "This kind of statistical research is ridiculous. In fact, how many men are there in Shenzhen with more than $300,000 in their accounts now? To be more realistic, most women today will absolutely not let their husband bear such a huge burden. Marriage is a thing happening to both men and women. Why should happy couples become slaves to money?" Chinese people seem to be paying more and more attention to marriage and its costs, particularly since the costs have been studied. Many believe that economics determines societal structures, so it could make sense for money to control marriages. This study of different cities has gotten a lot of attention. Maybe it will affect their decisions to marry, but all in all, it's still a very personal decision.